कोरोना वायरस के लिए और लॉकडाउन के वजह से हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री इज टेकिंग अ बिग हिट इन आवर कंट्री एंड इवन द एंटायर वर्ल्ड। वेलकम टू दिस न्यू सेगमेंट ऑफ इंडस्ट्री व्यू। और आज हम बात करने वाले हैं कुणाल चौहान से, जो कि हैं जनरल मैनेजर ऑफ लीला पैलेस बेंगलुरु, एंड ही इज गोना शेयर हिज पॉइंट्स ऑन हाउ दिस इंडस्ट्री इज बीन इम्पैक्टेड।
So, Shubhro, thank you for taking time and speaking with me. Well, to be honest, we are doing well in the given situation. I think the priority right now is sustenance, and making sure our employees are safe, the few guests who are staying with us are safe, and we can do a part of whatever we can do to help people around us. So, from that point of view, I think we've taken enough and more precautions to ensure the health and safety of our employees. More than just the people who are on premise, which is a very small bunch of people who are still operating the hotel. A lot of efforts and emphasis are on people who work with us and who've been working with us for so long, and who might be stuck around in the neighborhood with whatever little challenges, and we can help them in whichever way. So that's what we are doing right now.
Great. And, couple of questions which pops up in my mind, to start with. So how are you working, when it's to do with your operations? I mean, since it's such a big hotel and there's so many things around it, how are you kind of taking care of the operations, different departments? And I'm a little curious to know about it.
So we have a huge bunch, a very large size of our team. What we've done is we've looked for volunteers who want to be and who are available, who don't live with their families and things like that, to be with us right now. What we've done is we've broken our teams into 3 parts, just because there is chances that somebody might get infected in spite of all our precautions. In that case, we have Team A, Team B, and Team C on standby available with us. Right?
Super.
So those people who are selected and who are part of this first batch of team who's still working with us right now are living on the property. This is done with a simple idea that outside we can't help and people can get contaminated and things like that. So these people live on premise. They follow strict rules and guidelines of hygiene. The temperature readings are taken 3 times. So in case of a slightest, and we've trained them repeatedly to say any doubt, anything which you think, I'm just not feeling too well, because, you straight away go in for an isolation, or till the time you recover. And so we are practicing all this. And with that, we still have our first team in action. I touch wood, great that nobody and none of their family members are affected yet. People who might be back home in Shimla or wherever our kids come from, everybody's safe and sound.
Yeah, since Leela is a big brand, and there are quite a few properties all over the country. And I'm sure you have like a generic guideline for all the properties right now. And one kind of a question which comes that I'm sure there were a lot of bookings prior to this scenario, and because of this sudden lockdown and the situation has changed, a lot of cancellation came in. And so how did you kind of manage this situation?
Well, I think we know what was happening in the world. We were aware. We just were not aware of the kind of impact it could have on India. So we knew there will be an impact. We knew it will come to India. We knew some part of the world will get affected. So we were expecting it, but we were just not expecting the kind of flood that came in with cancellations. And to be honest, it's a health scare. It's a health issue which is very prevalent right now, and I know it can be very fatal to people who contract it. And the idea right now was, you had bookings, you had confirmed bookings, but in just being fair with our guests who always stay with us and constantly stay with us, we were very clear. Please feel free to postpone your bookings, amend your bookings, cancel your bookings. You don't need to worry about charges, retention. We'll hold back your money. It's not the idea. I don't think such actions in such times suit any organization who can afford to. And for us, our guests are very important to us. It's not a one-time relationship that we have.
How do you see things changing in future because of this impact? Like how would hospitality I'm sure there would be a huge change in the way we look into things after this situation. And how do you kind of look into it?
Well, if I was to just imagine the world, and from what I hear from people, a lot of companies are affected, right? Of course, tourism, airlines are the worst hit, because we also carry huge overhead costs, which we must bear throughout this impact. But every company will have their profits erode this year. So there will be a lot of cost cutting measures which will be in play. Uh, Travel in this time will depend, and travel for business will depend a lot with how fast which part of the world comes back to normal. So there will be limited travel, which will start opening up and hopefully will ease up soon. Uh, People, this will have very big impact from just how people work. Okay, hotel and travel and airlines are a part of very to be there and work on the ground because you're taking care of people, you're in
Yes.
front of them. Uh, but a lot of people who do business with us will change their style of working a lot. People realize a lot of functions can be done from home. Uh,
Yes.
and we see an impact.
Because of this situation, I mean, of course, nowadays, like over the last, like almost like close to 30 days, people have been sitting at home and working from home, and the ideology of traveling around the cities and the countries and going to one destination to the other destination for work, for leisure. So leisure is a very different thing, and business travel is a very different thing.
Absolutely.
So and in terms of business travel, you will definitely see some changes, right? Like in terms of like, yeah.
See, yes. I mean, the changes have been coming since the time we've had technology. A lot of things can be done without traveling. But I don't see travel go away, right? I see a
Right.
very important
Absolutely.
because
It's a
we
very
still need
essential
this.
part.
Yeah, we still need this human to human connect, face to face dialogue, which needs to happen from time to time. Maybe it'll reduce a bit, but it'll pick up. It'll what reduces in a company doing the number of travel. Now you will see 10 companies who will do travel, maybe on a smaller volume, but the business and the volume, and there'll be enough and supply and demand in the market available. Great.
Absolutely, because Kunal, I mean, I've been to your property, and I remember doing an interview in one of our shows, and I cannot forget that amazing property and those amazing restaurants. I will never forget that Peking duck in your Chinese authentic
Thank you very
restaurant,
much. That's very
and
kind
and,
of you.
and I really wish that slowly things come to normal and people are able to connect, as you mentioned, physically more rather than just working from home and just being through internet. But I hope things come to normal. And any other initiative which you are taking? I mean, you are very known. Leela is very known for taking initiatives, starting from leadership training programs and a lot of
Oh,
things during this time.
so a lot is happening right now. One, because uh, a lot of our kids went back home and they're at
Yes.
home today, and some of them could not travel and are stuck in Bangalore and locked up alone. So we are providing a lot of training online through app,
Wow.
right? So in fact, as much as they are sitting at home in a lockup, they are supposed to do a lot of training, which
Yeah.
I am very hopeful that by the time people come back, there'll be a lot more. They would have done a lot more training. Then we will do a lot more in detail on the job training face to face just to polish off whatever they've done.
Yeah. So you're taking this time to kind
Rejuvenate
of
the hotel.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. That sounds that's a little motivating, and I like the optimistic approach towards the entire thing. Great, Kunal. Thank you so much for giving us that time. It was actually great chatting with you and understanding a little bit about hospitality as well. And thank you so much for being a part of this segment. Great to have you on board.
Thank you, Shubhu. Thank you for remembering us. See you.
Absolutely.